Welcome to NightLamp's reading of Mastery of Fate. Copyright 1907. Written by Christian D. Larson. Part 5.
To master fate, it is necessary to approach all the elements of fate in the proper mental attitudes, because since everything in the external world responds to the active forces in one's mental world, these forces should so act as to call forth only the response desired. The idea of mastery will arouse in the average mind a tendency to control objective things with the will. But we must remember that fate is not controlled. Fate is created. When we can create any fate that we may desire, we have mastered fate, but not until then. The mastery of fate does not call for the controlling actions of the will, but for the constructive actions of the creative energies. And since the domineering use of the will scatters creative energy, such an attitude of mind must never be permitted. All desire to control or influence persons or things must be eliminated completely, because such a course will only defeat our purpose. We do not master fate by compelling things to come our way, or by persuading persons to promote our objects in view. Things will come of themselves when we demonstrate our ability to use things, and persons will cooperate with us in every way possible when we prove the superiority of both ourselves and our work. The weakest mind of all is the domineering mind, and since such a mind has but little creative energy, the man who domineers cannot fulfill, legitimately, a single desire, and what he does control through force will, later on, react to his own downfall. It is the meek that inherit the earth, because such minds have the greatest creative power. What we create, we inherit. No more, no less. Therefore, when we gain the power to create much, we shall inherit much. To meet everything in the attitude of harmony is of the highest importance, because whatever we enter into harmony with, while in a state of aspiration, that we meet on the superior side. The qualities that we enter into mental contact with, we absorb. Therefore, it is a great advantage to mentally meet the superior only. When we constantly aspire and live in harmony with everything, we enter into true relationship with the better qualities that are latent in every person or condition with which we come in contact, and consequently permit the superior things in life to impress our minds at every turn. And the value of having only superior impressions in mind is so great that it cannot be calculated. Superior impressions originate superior thoughts, and as man is as he thinks, superior thoughts will develop superiority in him, and the superior man creates a superior fate, a better future, and a more wonderful destiny. By entering into harmony with all things, and by constantly dwelling in the aspiring attitude, you absorb the good qualities from your enemies and your adversaries. And since evil is only the good perverted, when you take the good out of anything, there is nothing left to be perverted. Consequently, there can exist no more enmity nor adversity in that place. Absorb the good power that is back of adversity, and adversity ceases to be. In this way, we can truthfully say, we have met the enemy, and they are ours, because the very life of that which was against us has been appropriated by ourselves and engaged to work for our interest and promotion. This principle, if carried out in every detail of life, would completely revolutionize physical and mental existence, and would reduce trouble, discord, adversity, and enmity to practically nothing. The most disagreeable circumstances will change and become models of perfection simply through our attitude in calling forth the superior side. And when we enter into harmony with any circumstance, while we are in the aspiring state of mind, we call forth the superior qualities of that circumstance, and the greater possibilities that are always latent everywhere. When we meet circumstances of any description, we should never resist the undesirable elements, if there be any, nor find fault with the deficiency, but should search immediately for the possibilities. The questions are what that circumstance can give, and how we may secure everything of worth that it can give. Every circumstance you meet contains something for you, because it is made to enrich your life, to serve you, and to promote your welfare in every way possible. By meeting a circumstance in the harmony of aspiration, you call forth its real possibilities, and especially if you look directly for those possibilities. When you take an active interest and a friendly interest in the constructive powers of a circumstance, those powers will place themselves in your hands, and every disagreeable element will disappear. By taking the best out of every circumstance, and by transmuting all the forces you meet so that they become your forces, you add so much to your present life that you rise readily to a higher position, where superior circumstances and still greater possibilities will be met. Any circumstance can be changed if constantly approached in this way, or you will change so much that far better circumstances will be ready to receive you. Directly connected with the attitude of harmony is the attitude of love, and the way we love, as well as what we love, is of the highest importance in the mastery of fate. The law is that we steadily grow into the likeness of that which we love, and the reason is that what we love is so deeply impressed upon mind that it never fails to reproduce itself in thought. Anything that enters mind while mind is in the state of deep feeling is deeply impressed, and it is the deepest impressions that serve as patterns for the creative energies. Love only that which has high worth, and never permit the common, the ordinary, or the inferior to enter the world of feeling. Love the true side of life, love the soul side of persons, and love the greater possibilities that are latent in circumstances, conditions, and things, and love these things with a passion that thrills every atom in your being. The result will be simply remarkable. Where the heart is, there we concentrate, and where we concentrate, we give our life, our thought, our ability, and our power. Therefore, if we wish to build up the superior, we must deeply love the high, the true, and the worthy, wherever these may be found. When difficulties are met, they should be met in the attitude of joy, and we should look upon the experience as a privilege through which greater power may be brought into evidence. To count everything joy is not a mere sentiment, but the application of a great scientific principle. The mind that meets everything in joy conquers every time, because the attitude of joy is an ascending attitude. It transcends and goes above that with which it comes in contact. Therefore, whatever we meet in the attitude of joy, we rise above, and whatever we rise above, that we overcome in every instance. The feeling of joy is also expansive, enlarging, and constructive, and is a developing power of extreme value. To count everything joy may at first seem difficult, but when we realize that the attitude of real joy rises above everything and overcomes everything by taking life to a higher level, we shall soon find it easier and more natural to meet everything in joy than otherwise.
This concludes Mastery of Fate, Part 5.